It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. And that is another lovely and inspiring quote by Herman Melville. Welcome to zee'sstudyhub, your home for scholarships, university applications, and generally studying abroad. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a lot of useful information about the DAAD scholarships. This is for people who want to study postgraduate programs. If you want to study an undergraduate program, unfortunately, you are not covered by the scholarship. However, if you want to study either a master's or a PhD, this is a perfect scholarship for you. So I'm going to be talking to you more about the scholarship, what you stand to gain when you get a scholarship. Number 3, the eligibility criteria, aka what you need to have to be able to get a scholarship, and most importantly, how to apply. So if you're interested, make sure you watch till the end of the video because this is some good information. If you are from a developing country and you want to study a development related program or a development related course, this scholarship is the perfect scholarship for you. The DAAD scholarship is currently open and you can apply from now till early 2023. But the important thing about this is that there are so many courses and each course has its own deadline. So if you're interested, I would entreat you to start preparing your documents because this is the perfect time for you to start preparing. The important thing about this scholarship is that it's open till towards the end of the year and some of them even in 2023. So if you're interested in applying, now is the best time for you to start getting your documents ready, reading more about it, and generally preparing your application. So this is what you stand to benefit when you get the scholarship. Full tuition payments. They pay for your full tuition fees and you do not have to worry about your fees, for tuition. This is covered by the scholarship. The second thing is that they pay for your flight, so you do not have to worry about flying to the country to study. This is taken care of. Another important benefit is that you get stipends, so you get monthly stipends between 861 euros to 1,200 euros, depending on what you're studying. If you're a graduate student, you get about 861 euros, and if you're a PhD student, you get as high as 1,200 euros. So this is the range for the stipends, and this would help you take care of your living expenses. Another important thing is that you get to travel with your family. So if you have a family, maybe you have a husband or a wife and kids, you can get to travel with them and then they will help you in the process. You get monthly allowances for your accompanying family members. This is so rare with a lot of scholarships because they hardly would give you anything for your family. So for some scholarships, you get to go with your family, but you do not get any allowances. But for this particular scholarship, your family members will also get some allowances from the scholarship if you travel with them. Another good thing is that you get some subsidy on your accommodation. So you have a monthly rent subsidy, which I think is really good because accommodation can be very expensive for international students in some countries. So this is a very good one. Also, you have payment towards health insurance and personal liability insurance cover. These are all things you stand to benefit from the DAAD scholarship, and this is very important. Now let's talk about eligibility. This is very important. Who is given this scholarship and how do you qualify for this scholarship? First, you have to be from an eligible country. So I'm going to put the link to the website in my description and you'll find a list of eligible countries in the description box. The good thing is that there are lots of countries that are usually funded. So you will likely to find your country in there because they are funding for people from developing countries. Your country should be part of the eligible countries for the year in which the scholarship is being given. I have to be clear on this because maybe the list of eligible countries for 2021, 2022 would not really be exactly the same for 2022, 2023. So you need to have an updated list. Visit the website. Like I said again, I'm going to put the link in the description. Visit the website and check the updated list of eligible countries. The second important eligibility criteria is that you should have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree. Remember, I mentioned that this scholarship is for people who want to pursue either a master's or a PhD program. So if for you to study a master's, you need to have an undergraduate degree, and for you to study a PhD, you need to have a master's program. So that is why you need to have either a master's or a bachelor's degree to be eligible for the scholarship, because that would enable you to apply for apply to the university to study either a master's or a PhD. One key part of the eligibility is that you need to have 2 years of work experience. So you should be able to prove that in your application to be eligible. The last thing is that you should have completed your bachelor's degree not more than 6 years ago. This is a useful criteria because if you completed 10 years ago, that would be a problem. What I have heard that works for other people is that when they complete, say if you completed your undergraduate program more than 6 years ago, you can take a 1-year master's course, and that could cover up, so it would look like you're applying when you had a master's program a year ago, or when you had your master's degree a year ago. That could work. So you just look into it and give it a shot. Do not disqualify yourself even before you start applying. That's one thing I want to emphasize. The other thing is that you need to prove to them in your letter of motivation that you are focused on development. You have development oriented beliefs, especially when it comes to what you want to do in your career and your academic interests as well. So what are the application requirements? They are funding people who want to go and study in areas that have got something to do with development. So they need to know that you have a background, which is why the 2 years eligibility requirement is very important. Another requirement is that you need to hold a bachelor's degree in a related subject. You need to have completed an academic degree with far above average results and at least 2 years of related professional experience after the first degree at the time of application. Now let's talk about language proficiency. For this scholarship, if you're taking a German course, then you would have to write to prove your German or your ability to speak German. But you can also use your WASI results. That's, for instance, if you're from Ghana or Nigeria, or your undergraduate results to prove your language proficiency. So this is very easy because you do not then have to struggle with IELTS, TOEFL, and other language proficiency tests. You need to have a motivation letter, and this letter of motivation details why you want to study the program. So bear in mind also that you can either apply for 1 program or 3 programs. If you apply for 3 programs, you must justify why you want to apply for each of the programs. So yes, so you need to write that in your letter of motivation. Your letter of motivation should not be more than 2 pages, and it should be personally signed by you. You also need a recommendation letter from your current employer. So you should get that recommendation letter, and it should be on a letterhead. It should be stamped, it should be signed, it should have the official identity of the organization or of the person giving you that recommendation. You need your certificate of employment. Remember, I mentioned that one of the criteria is that you should have had at least 2 years of work experience. So you need your certificate of employment to prove that you have that experience, or that number of years of experience, and that you meet that requirement. You definitely would also need to give them copies of your academic degrees and your academic transcripts for them to know that, of course, you are eligible and you studied the programs you said you have studied, and you also have the minimum degree that they need for you to go and study what you want to study. Now to the big question, how do you apply? This application is pretty straightforward. It's kind of straightforward. You do not need to fret about sending a different application for the DAAD scholarship and a different application to your universities. You need to just apply to the postgraduate program you want to apply to in order to get the scholarship. So you do not need to send different applications. You just need one application and it will suffice for your DAAD scholarship application. So with the application and selection criteria, the first step is that you send your complete application directly to the postgraduate course you want to study. Secondly, a selection committee suggests potential candidates for a DAAD scholarship. Thirdly, the suggested candidates will be contacted by DAAD to upload their complete application to the DAAD portal. The fourth step is that the selection process will be finalized and the suggested candidates will be informed accordingly. At this point, let's talk about how to apply. I'm going to be taking you through how to apply. The link in the description, when you click on it, it brings you to this website, which is the scholarship's official website. And then you would see 3 key tabs: overview, application requirements, and application procedure. I would encourage you to read thoroughly to be able to understand what this scholarship is about. So if you read the overview, I would encourage you to also click on application requirements. When you click on application requirements, they want to show you exactly what they need from you based on your country of origin and also what you want to study. So let's see, I'm just going to select my country. So I'm going to select Ghana. and they're just graduate here. There's nothing different because, like I said, it's for PhD and postgrad. So graduate, show application requirements. If you're not from Ghana, you can put in your country. If you're from India, Nigeria, wherever you're from, you can put in the name of your country. Now let's go to the third tab, which is application procedure. That is when you're ready to apply. This is where you go. Applications sent to the DAAD will not be forwarded to the respective course or university. So I want to emphasize that you are applying to the university directly. This is what they need from you, and these are the documents that you need. So please read this page thoroughly. So you can see here, signed DAAD application form with current date. Like I mentioned, these are the documents you need to apply, and you have to submit the application form and also your CV. So let's click on the signed DAAD application form. So this is the application form that you need to fill, and you have to try as much as you can to fill it carefully. Read thoroughly and make sure you put in the required information. The text is in both German and English, so make sure you read the English part of it if you do not speak or understand German to be able to fill the right information in. After you fill the form, it's important to also have a personally signed CV, right? And then they are saying please use the sample Europass form with a current date. They want your CV to look a certain way, so click on the link. But when you click on the Europass link, it takes you here, and this is a place where you can create your CV or see the sample of the CV. So you can see easy search for courses, prepare your CV, cover letter, and application. So that is where you can use their template to create your CV. Ultimately, you just need to do this and apply to the university. So that's it for the DAAD scholarship. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and I'll try as much as I can to answer those questions for you. If you have not subscribed to zee'sstudyhub yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel in order not to miss out on the very relevant information that I share all the time. So thank you for watching. Bye.